When us black women go date white men, I'm talking about it's choosing peace. You know what I'm saying? We done got to the greener grass.
Fault when he was doing bad things consistently from day one.
Especially ones that involve black women. What y'all like to hide behind is this like, oh, I just want to see a black woman be loved. I just want to see a black woman experience softness. Like,
I would never say to a black woman, you're a sellout for being with a white man or a Chinese man. Never. If that's what makes you happy, do your thing.
And white men look after you better.
Me and my boyfriend are homeless, and this is how we take a shower.
Us black women go date white men, I'm talking about it's choosing peace. You know what I'm saying? We done got to the greener grass.
I'm having reconstructive surgery after being set on fire by my husband in December of 2018. I was burned, I was set on fire, and I was in a coma for 2 months. And when I woke up, my I believe to be narcissistic, this is not a diagnosis, but he fits the bill of everything. And I was, with him for 15 years, telling me that it's an accident and he's going to take care of me for the rest of my life. Now he understands what a jerk he's been for 15 years, lying, turning off, disappearing, drinking, drugging, and cheating. After all those years of that kind of behavior, thinking, okay, well, God is good, that now I'm finally going to have the marriage that I've been trying to have for 15 years because I was always struggling, always trying to be better because he always made me feel like everything was my fault when he was doing bad things consistently from day one. He's lying, he's cheating. It is exceptionally hard to believe that someone that loves you will set you on fire.
It's a case-by-case basis, right? No matter who it is, real relationships, when you're with someone, some are bad, some are good. That's how it is with black men. But with you ladies, I can't say all black women are bad, but a large percentage of you ladies, minds are all mixed up. It is. And you don't know. And I showed that example with one of the last videos I did where you ladies were blaming everything on the black man. Like, for instance, when you were talking about Gingerbread Jay, right? What he said, he was wrong. You couldn't see past what they were doing. But why? Because you do the same thing. Let's continue.
I'm talking about it's choosing peace. You know what I'm saying? We done got to the greener grass.
Me and my boyfriend are homeless, and this is how we take a shower. So first we hang up this tarp just to get a little bit of privacy. If we use this right here, it's a poison spraying bottle, and this nozzle is perfect. Me and my boyfriend are homeless, and today we're rearranging our tent and cleaning it.
That I had to sit with myself and unpack, okay? When us black women go date white men, I'm talking about it's choosing peace. You know what I'm saying? We done got to the greener grass.
If you're not getting stuff now, we are going to help you outside our room. No. Okay. Can I use that for? No.
Wait.
We are going to help you.
Look what you're doing.
Yeah, look what you are doing.
Yes.
Back my baby.
I cannot pick my baby. cannot kiss my baby. Hey, you cannot kiss my baby. I do not kiss my baby.
Weg bij die buik, please. Weg bij die buik.
Nee.
Kom naar de grond.
Nee.
Naar de grond, kom.
Nee.
Look what you are doing to yourself, man. Look what you are.
Yeah. So if something happened to my child, this is the police guys. They are all here because the babies. They say that the baby's gonna stay with him. So yeah, if there is something happened to my baby, I'm going out of this house right now. And yeah.
Als je je eigen niet kan draaien, daar moet je naar.
Ja, omdat jij niet kan draaien.
Jij kan je eigen niet.
This week from Whitney and Locken to Janae and Kenny is what y'all get for fetishizing interracial relationships. That's it. This is quite literally what y'all get for fetishizing interracial relationships. Because there's one thing, and I feel like the guys that people like to hide behind when we're talking interracial relationships, especially ones that involve Black women, what y'all like to hide behind is this like, oh, I just want to see a Black woman be loved. I just want to see a Black woman experience softness. Like, we're talking the history and trauma of like Black women experiencing, you know, romantic and domestic abuse at the hands of Black men, Black women having their self-esteem torn down, Black women having to, like, you know, build these walls and to navigate this world really rigidly because we're not allowed to be soft, because we didn't experience softness in our romantic dynamics with Black men. So y'all say all of this, and then y'all say, and the cure to that is a non-Black man. So that could be a POC, that could be a white man. That is the cure. So when that kind of guy comes into the room, it's like, oh my goodness, here comes this white savior who's gonna love her, who's gonna, you know, make everything right in her life. And I've just always had an issue with that. I don't have an issue with the idea of like Black women deserve love regardless where it comes from or what it looks like. Black women deserve love. Black women deserve people that'll rock for them. Women deserve people that'll protect them and defend them, because at the end of the day, we look out for everybody, and oftentimes not everybody's looking out for us. A lot of times, not everybody's looking out for us. Even the people that come from us don't always look out for us. So I am someone who is a big believer in that. And I always support when a Black woman is in a relationship that is loving, that is caring, that is bringing her everything that she needs and deserves. I will always defend and protect that. I don't care who it's with and what the person looks like. If that is truly what is happening and that person loves their community, because you can't be with somebody who's like, oh, I love you, but I hate your community. That they don't really love you. I'm talking like like somebody who like fully loves what it means to be with that Black woman, like embodies that love. I'm number one supporter of that. What I'm not a supporter of is the fetishization of white men and non-Black men, because you feel like, haha, look at Black women having a proximity to whiteness through these men. That is really harmful, and that is really dangerous to their survival and the protection of Black women. Because you know why? Several reasons. And this also dates back to 2019 to 2020, when I briefly dated a white boy. And I remember one of the number one things I said to him was like, I don't believe in this interracial content thing. It will never be me. It will never be my brand to be like, look at my white boyfriend. Da, 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 da.
Likely interracial pairing, but seem to be the most likely to be on my timeline, particularly on TikTok. Now, I've been noticing this trend for quite some time now, and I'm going to break it down. I think it's actually hysterical. Black women and white men, you almost never see in real life. Okay, this is not a likely coupling. The most likely interracial couplings are Asian woman, white man, and Black man, white woman. But yet, if you go by TikTok, I see nothing but Black women with white men. I see the couples. I see the people shipping, the old school couples. I see clips from Scandal. I see clips from Saved by the Bell back when Zach and Lisa Turtle were dating. And this is an agenda. It is an agenda to do multiple things. Number one, it's to completely discredit and eliminate Black men. And number two, it is to damage relationships between Black women and Black men, because they are pushing Black women this propaganda that Black men are not good enough for them, and that some white man is just going to be waiting in the wings to treat them like a queen, which is absolutely not true. White men are not into Black girls like that. At least not at that level. So y'all really need to watch the TikTok propaganda, because the propaganda is crazy.
I remember like feeling so disgusted at how many people found me interesting all of a sudden. All of a sudden. How many people found me so interesting? And what irritated me about that was like, no tea, no shade to this man. He's out there living his best life. Good for him. But I was a whole lot more accomplished. I was big overachiever. I was just doing my big one, doing a lot in school, at work. Like, and here was this Nepo baby white boy who dropped out of school, who couldn't get it together, who could barely keep a job, but his dad had money and his dad always made sure he had a job, and he had this nice little lake house, and he had this ideal little life that was always handed to him, and he didn't realize how much his life was handed to him. And here I come from this immigrant working class background where I'm busting my ass in school and I'm working full time and I'm looking out for my siblings and I'm doing all of these things and I'm still being kind and I'm still showing up and I'm still being soft in this relationship. And it seemed like every single time a conversation that was being had with me now from new people were people that wanted to know more about my boyfriend that I posted on Snapchat. Or like, oh my God, you guys are going to have such cute kids. Even people I went to school with, because I grew up in a predominantly white town. So it's like people that I went to school with that I don't even talk to anymore. They're DMing me talking about, oh my God, you guys are going to have such cute kids. You're going to da-da-da-da-da. And I remember saying to him, I was like, what irritates me about this is like, no matter how much better I am than you, maybe I shouldn't have said that like that. But anyways, I was like, no matter how much better I am than you, people will always think that my life is valued because I'm with you. It'll always be the white man's black wife. It'll like in situations, and I remember saying, I'm like in situations where like the law is weird or like something happens to our kid and I show up and I'm saying like, hey, blah, 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 blah. My words is going to be like, wah, 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 wah. And as soon as your ass shows up in the space, even if you don't know what to say, even if you don't know what the issue is, even if you don't know how to solve this problem, just the fact that you walked in this room as a white man, all of a sudden now it's going to be like, oh, the mood's going to change. The mood's going to change. And that's irritating, to say the least. But it's also diminishing of my existence. It's quite literally saying that I am of less value if I'm not with this white person. And black women, more than anyone, deserve to be recognized fully for their value and their worth, regardless who they're with. Whole fan bases got curated because a white man who's been bopping around decided that, oh yeah, oh damn, okay, yeah, I'm gonna be with this person. And then this rhetoric of like, oh my God, Nick saved Alandria. And again, I'm a Nick Alandria stan, okay? I love Nick Alandria. But it's because again, back to my point, I value black women finding love that works for them. I don't value interracial relationships. I wasn't like, oh, I want Nick, oh, because it's gonna, yeah, she's gonna show him, she's gonna show Taylor. I would have been fine if she worked out with Chris. If Alandria worked out with Jalen, if Alandria worked out with anybody, I would have been happy. I would have stand it because I stan black women.
The issue with all of this is people are not okay. And you black ladies, not you, but most of you, have to paint the picture. You have to. And I don't think it's they're, like you said, I don't think it's that they're trying to make everyone, oh, we're born it. They're trying to make black men feel like that. We're born it. We don't need you. But you know what black guys are saying? We can care less. That's what black guys are saying all day long. We can care less. Why? Because we don't care. If you're not dating us, so what? Go be with who you want to be with. And that's why Passport Bros shout out to the mountaintops. Because it makes them mad. But look what this brother said. I gotta show you this. This was on the other lady's post. Stay over there. We don't care. And that's what so many black men shout to the mountaintops.
Exactly. As black people used to think dating a white man is everything and white man look after you better. But all of the black women them who date the white man them are divorced now and them are cry because them realize that the white man them are trash. The white man them like cheat. They like to take drugs. Them like drink and them things there, and them love cheat. Them man here, some of them never have confidence until we black people pick them up and give them a little confidence, and then them start cheat on you. When you meet a white man over the age of 35, them never married, them never have no pitney, run. And some of them still live at home with them man. Run from them, may I tell you no. If you don't meet them on the dating site, or no run, them man they no good. Something wrong with them. Them have some health problem.
Date of my life, and the worst thing is I didn't even want to freaking go in the first place. I dated a white person before, previously when I lived in freaking St. Louis, but I was like, oh, I'm in New York City, maybe the white people here are like less crazy as not red state Republican type weird, you know what I mean? I thought they were gonna be a little more cool, so I was like, okay, let me see what the white people got here in New York City. Also, to clarify, y'all, I date within my race, okay? I've only ever dated one white person. That's it. And so I met this person off of Hinge, and literally I gave them my freaking phone number. Thanksgiving comes, you know, they text me and they're like, oh my gosh, if you're alone on Thanksgiving, you can hang out with me and my friends. Like, you can literally come, you're not going to be intruding. And I was like, oh, this person's so sweet. I didn't end up going to Thanksgiving with them. I was like, okay, this is weird. Like, I haven't even met the person and they're inviting me to Thanksgiving and hanging out with them and their friends. And so like I didn't do that, but I thought that was super sweet. And then when we had a freaking plumbing issue, the person was like, oh yeah, I actually have experience in plumbing, like I can come over and I can help you. And I'm like, okay, again, like I've still never met this person, but I'm like, okay, you know, white people are extra friendly, you know what I mean? Maybe this is the way that they operate when it comes to dating. Like they don't care that they never met you, like just come along to like very personal tasks and events, I suppose. So I was like, you know what, this person's actually really, really nice. Like, let me go on a date with them. So we went ahead and we planned to like get a drink and just talk, because, you know, obviously this person has invited me so many times to hang out and I declined, and let me actually hang out with them. So I go and we grab a drink and stuff like that. And first of all, red flag, red flag, red flag. They were like, oh yeah, we're just gonna only have one drink. I'm like, oh, okay. Like, hey, I ain't paying for it. So if we only have one drink, let's do it. I really should have walked out, because why are you being cheap? Anyways, we got into like the deep questions. Fast forward, we're sitting at a booth. I'm like, oh, when was your last relationship? They're like, oh, back in May. And I was like, oh, okay. Like my last like serious relationship was a year and a half ago. And they're like, oh, okay, why did that end? And I was like, oh, we just grew distant. The person said the same thing. They were like, oh yeah, same here, I just grew distant as well. And I was like, oh, what do you mean? And they were like, yeah, I just kind of figured out like I was the problem, and like I'm in therapy and stuff like that, and I'm just fixing things. I'm like, oh, love that you're self-aware. Person was like, yeah, I've definitely been just working a lot on myself, been working a lot on my person. Now I'm just kind of like, I need to start working on myself mentally as well. Like besides therapy, meditate and shit like that. And so got to know the person a little more. You know me, I just be asking random ass questions. I was like, oh, how many Hinge dates have you been on? The person's like 20. I said, whoa, like what the fuck? Why is it 20? You know what I mean? Like, let's get it a little deeper. Person goes into great deep detail about their Hinge experience and how they spent $300 on this one girl, and then the girl left and ghosted them. This person also bought an Uber for another girl, and they're like, yeah, I'm never gonna buy another Uber for a girl again, and unless we're in like a serious relationship. Just sounding very cheap and sounding like, why am I doing this for them? You know what I mean? Type of vibe. And I was just like, oh, okay, what? And the person's like, yeah, I just need to chill out on dating because dating is just so expensive and blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, yeah, it's given. Chill out. If you ain't finna pay for no dates, chill out. What are you dating for? You know what I mean? Just a bunch of red flags. And so I get into the questions about like race. I'm like, oh, what does your parents think about interracial dating? The person's like, oh, they don't like it. I'm like, oh. They're like, but you know, if I really like the person, it shouldn't matter who I love, blah, blah. I said, oh, okay. And then I said, what's your type? The person was like, oh, I've dated black women. Like my ex is black. I asked it like, what's your type? I didn't ask like, do you date black women? But you know, I'm glad that you said something. I was already not in the mood of going on this date because I wanted to be at home. I was like, oh, okay, I'm not really feeling this person, but they are super nice. Like, let me go ahead and check it out. Let's see what's happening here. They were talking about how they were not really attracted to their girlfriend towards the end of their relationship. I was like, oh, what do you mean? They were like, she was super skinny, and I don't know if like my head is just stuck on like Instagram baddies and da-da-da, which I know this sounds really bad and harsh to me, but she was just so skinny and just didn't have the curves in the right places, so I wasn't really attracted to her. She had to wear certain clothes for me to even really pay attention to her, and during sex I really couldn't focus on her because her body. I'm like, what the I'm like, you're telling me all this. Do you think these are all green? Do you think these are green flags? Like, the words are coming out of your mouth, and obviously you're hearing them, and you're processing this before it comes out of your mouth. You don't think this is red flags, like red flags? And then we started talking about interracial dating again, and the person was like, yeah, like I got beat up before for dating a black girl. I was like, oh, why don't you date white girls, or do you date white girls as well? They're like, yeah, I do date white girls, but honestly, like lately I've just been dating black girls because I just feel like white women are just so like, I'm like, bro, you're literally white yourself. Yeah, other white women just act so privileged and da-da-da. I'm like, okay, black women can't act privileged a little bit too, or what? And they're like, but you know, like I grew up in public school, so I'm like used to like a diverse setting. Like I had all black friends growing up. I just would prefer if the person that I fall in love with, it doesn't have this privileged mindset. I'm like, what the fuck is actually going on? So as black women, we need to be tired and humble all the time. Damn, kind of strong, not gonna lie. That's what makes you attracted to us? Bro, like, y'all. The reason why I was asking so many questions is because, like, by literally 15 minutes into the date, I was kind of just over it. Like, I kind of got red flags like so fast that whenever I lose respect for someone, I just start firing questions like it's an interrogation. Like, you don't think you're a red flag. Like, I keep asking questions so they can hear themselves speak and be like, yeah, think about this. Go home and think about why I didn't text you that I made it back home. It was just so freaking weird, y'all. Like, anyways, I deleted Hinge for the second time, and I'm not going back. Anyways, I am on Bumble BFF. I'm looking for best friend. Maybe I should stop with the whole online shit, period. Yeah, I think I am. Besides that, my first New York City dating horror story. What the hell?
What happened with that? The guy was brutally honest. He didn't know he was shooting off a bunch of red flags, but you're actually shooting off a bunch of red flags as well. Because it comes down to it, you still talk about your experiences dating white men for TikTok views. That's what you're doing. And I'm gonna say one thing to you.
All right, let me tell you. We don't care.
I'm saying I owe no one nothing. I don't owe no one an apology. I don't owe to be with anybody. I'll be with whoever vibes with me and whoever I fall in love with. Of course. And no one can tell me any different. And I feel like the pressures that we have in society nowadays is actually it's lopsided because I would never say to a black woman, you're a sellout for being with a white man or a Chinese man. Never. If that's what makes you happy, do your thing. Because I want to see everybody happy. And whatever that is, to me, is whatever it is. You know what I'm saying?
It is whatever it is. That's how black men feel. And to be honest, this is how I feel.
Right. With a black woman. Right. No one's like, sell out. They might just be like, damn, he open-minded.
And get how we look at it.
Yeah.
But it got sauce. We kind of like respect it.
No, we fuck with him more.
We like, hey, I got sauce. Like, what you doing with that, boy?
Yeah, like Robert De Niro when we saw Kelsey with the black joint. I was like,
right.
Yeah, but that's not the comparison to make. The comparison to make is a black man with a white woman.
Facts.
Yeah.
When you see a black man with a white woman, we like, nigga, you know what they used to do back in the day, man.
Fact.
So it's like, it's so much trauma that
brainwashed, hood mentality, want a hood booker, can't deal with the white girls. That's what they think. They see it as evil, but it's not. You're just stuck in the hood, brother. You're out of the hood, been all over the world. The mentality, though, it's here.
Triggers us, so it don't really be like we don't see the trauma when a white man with a black woman. We just be like, oh, that's always been sauce. Now when this black man with this white woman, we like, man, I know that nigga over there is not. She got that boy sold up.
You don't have to put up with this, Jamal.
Yes, right.
Yeah,
like we know, like, oh yeah, it's a rap. Like it's a rap, and he's like, you're right, honey. You're
right.
like, look at you.
I'm just gonna hang over here with you guys.
Right. So it's like that's how we look at it because we know that black woman is not about that. She gonna hold him accountable. Hey, yeah, we want to keep it in our community just like y'all want to keep it in y'all. So when he get all that money, hey, yeah, we want to keep that shit. And now it look like you're returning the fortune.
just because you cooked clean, played house too soon, and had babies. What had happened was somewhere along the way, he stopped feeling respected and valued. We all know that life is too short to be normalizing one-sided relationships. The things we do all wrong is that we try to control men with SCX. When that happens, he already knows that the relationship is over. Guess what happens? He checks out mentally, emotionally, and then physically. And some of y'all are so self-absorbed, you don't even realize it until he's gone. Stop thinking that you're this best woman on God's green earth. It's only if he feels it. It's not just because you say so. So stop acting like you in a relationship by yourself before you find yourself alone. Always remember that respect feeds loyalty. Disrespect feeds distance. And once a man feels like he's nothing in his own home, trust me, he will make sure that he becomes something somewhere else.
Couldn't agree more.
Baby, you can't keep calling that man out his name and think he's not going to one day do the same to you. Doesn't matter if it's right or wrong. What matters is that you kept on doing the wrong thing to happen to you. And see, the first and the second time he showed you some grace. But the third time he showed you what it felt like with being so disrespected. Like, how could he? He's a man. He's supposed to be stronger than that. Baby, he's human just like you. And if you watch his tone, so can you. You bet you show that man some respect. And you say it's hard because you're mad. Well, how hard do you think it was for him to hear you say that once, but twice? Don't you think it was hard for him to walk away from you? Hard for him to even look at you the same? Because this is the woman that he loves, the woman that says she loves him. So if you can't fix your mouth to apologize, do it from the heart, then maybe you did need to hear him call you the same thing you called him. Feeling your feelings for him calling you out of your name when you disrespected him. And see, the grown-up in him, the maturity in him, apologized. But he needed you to know how it made him feel. Because when he tried to tell this, the toxic behavior you had in your last relationship, and for that, they're not going to fly in this one. So tighten up, all right? I love you, be with.
Funny how, not funny how, but funny weird, how people will applaud you for struggling, but question you when you're happy. So when I was leaving my ex-husband many moons ago, people were like seemingly so supportive and like trying to be like, oh, you know, what I think in the back of their mind, it was like, girl, why is you leaving a man? Like at that time he was, I guess people thought he was cute, y'all. Looking back, it gives very much frog. Now that I'm happy and I'm approaching 5 years of the healthiest, happiest relationship I have ever had in my entire life, people question it. So for example, people are like, oh, wait until the honeymoon phase ends. Like the honeymoon phase will end eventually. And I remember them telling me that. This is liquid IV, because I came in from the club. I remember people being like, it's not about to be like glitz and glory. And mind you, we had only been dating like a year and a half at that point, and I was just like, I don't think this is one of those like this is gonna end type of things. Like I like him real bad, and he likes me so super bad, like way more better than me. And now we are 8 years together, about to be 5 years married in December. I just feel like people they rather see you down bad. That's it. It's irritating.
Brothers, what we do in life echoes in eternity.